Adventures, welcome back. If you're new here, hit that subscription button. If you've been with me from the beginning, I thank you so very much. Now, if you've been keeping up, I've been giving you guys the vlogs on the Caribbean cruise that I went on. It started in Puerto Rico. I went to St. Martin, then Antigua, and so now I'm continuing on that series. And today's vlog, if you haven't can't tell already, we are in the beautiful island of St. Lucia. Oh my God. It has been a dream of mine to go to St. Lucia. I remember trying to go 2 years ago. It never worked out. But with sometimes some stuff is just God's timing. And I am here. I have touched down. I was there. Amazing, 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 right? Now, the first thing when we got out of the cruise port is that we saw some Rastas, and I'm just like, yes, I feel like I'm at home. I feel like I'm at home in Jamaica. For those who don't know, I am Jamaican. I do a lot of vlogs on different parts in Jamaica. I also have a tour company where I offer tour guide services as well as transportation. So if you're interested in that, then you guys can check out my website. But let's get back to the vlog. So if you've been keeping up, you know that with this particular cruise, nothing was booked in advance for none of the islands. We're just freeballing it. And I'm telling you, the St. Lucia surprisingly worked out very well. Side note, guys, look at this view. Oh my God, the view. I'm telling you, right, this boat ride was everything. It's a perfect way to see the island when you're on a time constraint, to be very honest. But anyways, so that's Sandals. At least one part of the Sandals is another part. I've always heard about the Sandals in St. Lucia, but of course I can't afford it. But anywho, the different rocks that were out there. So the rocks look like that because they have volcanoes on the island. So different rock formation than what we have here in Jamaica. Got to see a lot of the different houses. They told me that this was one of the Rasta village where a lot of Jamaicans live. And right here on the hill, if you look good, he was showing us that the hill has a face. So I'm gonna put the arrow right there. So it basically looks like that image right there. I don't even know if they call it something, but he was just pointing that out to us, and I thought that was pretty cool. He showed us the different areas. So right here where the arrow is, that is called Jade Resort or something like that. The cheapest room there is 2,000 USD a night. Yeah, the most expensive one is $12,000 USD a night. And before coming to St. Lucia, everybody's just like, it's expensive. And yeah, granted it can, but all that I'm going to show you guys today was just 170 USD, including transportation and the food, right? These are the Pitons. A lot of people will hear about the Pitons. These are the two peaks, I think, Grand Piton and Petit Piton. And to be very honest, they're just rocks or volcano peaks in the middle of the ocean. And I mean, they're good for a nice scenery view like that a while ago, but outside of that, it's just something to see. As somebody from an island looking at it, I'm just like, this is not much different from the hills where they are Jamaica. But anyways, we've made it. We're on land now, and now we're gonna start the real thing. But yeah, that boat ride was really, really nice. The views were really good. So now we're going up into the hills, and again, we did the boat ride because it was quicker to get from the north side of the island to the south side of the island that way, as opposed to driving. And sometimes, just like Jamaica, driving up in the hills of St. Lucia, it's windy. It takes a lot of time, and also if you're not used to the windy roads, then you guys have to walk with some form of gravel, so that you don't get the motion sickness and stuff like that. Same thing for the boats as well. Some people can't really deal with the boat thing, but I'm coming off of a cruise, so I don't really have any issues with any boat. But you can choose whichever you want to. But for us, cost wise, time wise, transportation wise, taking the boat from one end of the island to the other end of the island made the most sense. But anyways, guys, this is a volcano. This is a volcano. This was the first stop. And can you imagine, as we got there, it started raining, but that wasn't gonna stop my show. I already spent my money, right? This is a volcano. You see it smoking? Oh my God. I was just like, wow. It's the very first time seeing a volcano, if you guys couldn't tell by now. But like, I felt like how people feel when they come to Jamaica and they see the beaches and they're just like, wow, Because like, it's just, you just don't have it. Like, we don't have any volcanoes in Jamaica. But anyways, let's get down to the nitty gritty of it all. So this is the area where they do the mud, oh yeah, what did I say? No, the mud baths. I thought they were gonna massage us like how them doing in Jamaica. When you get the limestone in Jamaica, say have all sort of man they can massage your leg. And I was very much willing to pay for a massage, but they don't do it like that over here in St. Lucia. You just dip your hand in the clay right there. I don't even know if clay is the right word, but you dip your hand in that and you just rub it all over your body, and then after you rub it all over your body and you ask somebody to assist you with your back, and you get it all in, you rub it in, then you go and dip in the water. When we got there, it looked like them did a run out because the clay thing they kinda, but in all honesty, I think this would be so much better if they had persons there where you could have paid them all at $20-$30 and them they massage your body. I don't know why they don't do that, but if this was Jamaica, trust me trust me, easily you find somebody to assist you with that. But anyways, time for me to get into the water to wash this off, right? Now, people, the water is hot. All right, it's hot. It took me a while to get used to it. It's hot, right? But you slowly just go in and you adjust to it, and and then afterwards, when you're in the water, you just wash off yourself and so on and so on. Listen, I look like an Arawak. And all of the paint from my face and everything. When I actually looked at myself up close, I said, yeah man, now I look like a real Arawak. Also, guys, the water here is coming from the volcano, which is why it's hot, right? So you got all of the minerals in it and all of that. So make your body soak in it for a little bit and then you come out. I really stay too long because you see the water kind of murky, as a true islander, we want to see the bottom of the water, but yeah. Anyways, we wash off the thing good, and that was pretty much the experience. Like I said, guys, all that I'm showing you was for $170. I don't even know how much specifically this was, but everything was $170. And again, coming on a cruise, having 8 hours, you want to see as much as of the island as you can see, which is why we're on to our next stop, which was waterfall. If you know me, I love me a waterfall, so I cannot come to a country and not go to a waterfall. Boy, all you wash me, did I wash off? Me not wash off good. Look how much full. Look how much mark up. But anyways, we're at the waterfall, so the waterfall is gonna get everything right off. So no need to worry about that, right? So St. Lucia don't really have a lot of waterfalls per se. I can't remember how much they say they have, but they really don't have a lot of rivers or waterfalls. So like here in Jamaica, we have 120 rivers. Over there, not as much, but they do have few. So that was nice, and I got the chance to go to one. This was a beautiful waterfall, just the same, but it's more commercialized. Again, there's not a lot of them, so obviously it's gonna be a lot of people. So, but all in all, it was still nice because it's not that deep where you can swim in it or anything, to be very honest. So you just come, take a dip, wash off, give God thanks, enjoy the scenery, take 2 pictures, and you just move right along. And this wasn't far from where we were. I believe the drive was probably like a 5-10 minute drive from the volcano area. So when we were done with this, it was time for us to go to our next stop, right? That's my friend Katie, that came on the cruise with me. She didn't really like the video, but big up Katie every time. Anywho, guys, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, right? If you're traveling to Jamaica and looking for a tour guide or transportation, then check me out. Check out my website. Check out all of the other vlogs I have on my channel. Show me some love, guys. Yeah, I appreciate it. Also, this is the contact number for the guy that I did the tour with. I would recommend him. It was really nice, right? So the next stop is a beach. They don't really have a lot of beaches. When I was doing my research, I learned that there are beaches like they import the sand and stuff like that. Again, it's more volcano. They have volcanoes, so the sand is more than likely going to be like dark sand and so on, because it's a small island. But this was one of the beach, quote unquote, that they brought us to. It's a nice little spot. I mean, coming from Jamaica, ain't really no beach, but it's a nice spot. It was beautiful. And right here, we got the lunch, and they gave us like a nice box food, but I ordered fish, but they don't do fish like how we do the fish in Jamaica, where we get the entire fish with the head. It's like a fillet, but it was really good. That's it right there. The food was really good, so I do recommend. And the next stop for me was to get a massage. Yeah, if you know me as well, I love me a good massage. So big up to Sherwin and Curly. They're the ones that hooked me up with the massage right here. So out in the open, we're gonna make it work, and it was a good massage. So again, I would recommend these guys. So to be very honest, that pretty much concludes the day, right? Again, I only got 8 hours. It's not a lot of time. Gotta make the most of it. And that I did. Now it's time for me to head back because we don't want the ship to miss us. But before we head back, he wanted to show us this. I guess this is their version of the Pum Pum Rock. In Jamaica, we have always this is theirs. Always look better. But anyways, I know that's a bat. I'm gonna let you guys just listen out for the sound. Yeah, so this was pretty cool as well for, you know, a little view along the way back. Also this little rock right here, kind of like some Pirates of the Caribbean type of thing where you kind of go on dancing and whatever. But anyways, guys, as I mentioned before, I've had vlogs on other countries that I've been to, so I want you to check them out. So there's Puerto Rico, St. Martin, you know, Antigua, Bahamas, Mexico, Peru, Costa Rica. You know, just check out the travel vlog playlist that I have. Yeah, be sure to check it out. But you can see the cruise ship right there. So we're making our way back. But I won't lie, while I was on the boat, man, I've been drinking that rum punch, and that punch stays punching. Guys, it was a fun-filled day. I enjoyed myself to the fullest. Time to go back on the ship. Those are the guys that normally have the corals, but because it's not hot today and it's raining, they got an umbrella. I'm telling you, they have it all. They got umbrellas. They got the water and stuff, but another country down, and I'll definitely be coming back.